guys, it's Tony Gattari here from Achievers Group with another passionate video vitamin. Hey guys, I just really wanted to share with you just a very simple slide. I think I've talked about the specific personality types. I just want to bring them all together just as a real summary. And this slide really indicates exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the key, remember, is understanding how to shift gears, understanding how to emotionally seduce people based on their love languages. Now, so what I've got to do is I've got to show you how you can pick people straight away. So there are 4 different types of personalities, and let's just go through them. Okay, you've got those people who are outgoing. So you see above the line, you've got the eagle, okay, and you've also got the peacock. Now, if a person is outgoing and task-orientated, they're an eagle. So they love to win. Your job is to make sure that they win. Perception is reality. If they're very outgoing, but they're very people-orientated, you know, they're flashy, they've got the good look, you know, got the body shirt on, walk out every day, probably on the steroids, hey, look at me, world, always interested in approval from others, then they're probably going to be a peacock. And they're quite charming and charismatic, and effectively their love language is image. So it's really important that you don't criticise them. Because if you criticise them, you're criticising their love language, which is not smart. You don't usually get a sale for a humiliation. It doesn't work. The next type is the 2 introverted types. And the first introverted type are those people who are introverted, and it's down the bottom, and they're actually into people. We call them doves. Their love language is security and risk reduction. So you've got to take a much more timid approach with them. You've got to show them you're in it for the long term. You've got to show them that you're a leader, that you've got leading brands, that they can't go wrong with you. You could even offer them a guarantee. And the last type are those people who are very task-orientated and reserved. And they're a bit like the eagle when they actually get their love out of results. But they work at night, and their love language in facts and details. So they're perfectionists. They want more and more information. And clearly, sometimes they ask you a question, and because you're not an owl, you dismiss the question. But realising if you dismiss the question, you dismiss the person. It's important to them, even though it's small to you. Because, see, an owl does not see the forest. An eagle does. An owl only sees the tree. And if you don't chop down one tree at a time, you can't take the forest. You have to take a long-term view with the owl. Now, just on the next slide, just out of interest, I want to share you the size of flocks. Now, this is just based on some research that I read about through a book by David Ramsey called Entrepreneur Leadership. And he suggests these are the size of the flocks based on his experience. Now, I don't know if this is right or wrong because I don't know how you would get this information, but clearly I just wanted to highlight it to you to give an understanding of what I know from this book. In it, he actually says that eagles represent around 10% of the population. He actually says that peacocks represent around 25%. So you can see the outward focused people represent about 35% of the total population. Have a look at the doves. The doves dominate. The security, no risk, are 40%. And of course, the owls represent 25%. And I think it's really important to understand that some of you might be really good at selling to an eagle, and that's really good, but there's only 10% of them. If you want to be brilliant at selling, just imagine if you could persuade anybody on this dial. If you could shift gears so profoundly that you could appeal to an owl even though you're not an owl. Wouldn't that be powerful? Until next time, God bless you and have a wonderful week.